Hey, I'm Neville Hobson. It's Saturday, August the 5th, 2023. I'm in the UK, and I'm going to take a quick look at a new smartphone that arrived yesterday on pre-order from Samsung, the new Galaxy Z Flip 5. What you're currently seeing in this video on screen right now are two of these foldable phones. The one on the left is the Z Flip 4. The one on the right is the Z Flip 5. Seeing them this way, of course, the differences are pretty obvious. The Z Flip 4 on the left has been on the market since a year ago in 2022. And that, as you can see, is the so-called cover screen on the front. When it's closed, it's folded, it's quite small. On the right, the Z Flip 5 is a different beast altogether. The whole screen, literally, is the cover. So we're going to look at that in a minute, but this one is the familiar one. Everyone's familiar with these. And this has been a terrific phone. I've had this the past year. I bought it new last year. You can see that. It's not turned on at the moment, by the way, but you can see that screen is useful for displaying brief notifications. When you open it, there it is. You can see it scores quite noticeable, that crease in the middle, but only when you're looking at it like this. It absolutely has no impact on your use of the device. A couple of things I want to point out, though, by the reason for showing you this is the hinge and when it's closed, the gap, if you will. So this is how it folds, and you can see nothing happens to the crease. It just closes like this, and boom, that's it. But notice that there's a gap. This is the thing many people talk about. It doesn't close properly because of the design of the hinge here. But it doesn't affect anything. But it's the aesthetic mostly from a user point of view. Undoubtedly, there's some technical issues as to why it'd be better if it were flat. But it wasn't. And this is how it was with this particular model. The hinges, as you can see, it's well done. I mean, the whole thing is beautifully made. When you have a case on this, which I have had, it's not got the gap so much because of the case. Also, when you look at it from the back point of view, you can see there's a gap there where the hinge joins the top bit, as it were. And then, of course, you have this, the front camera with the flash and then the screen. Let's have a look at the Z Flip 5 by comparison. This screen is almost complete. It's like think of a file folder with a tab upside down, because this bit is where the tab would be. So it goes up there, around there. So it's sort of a full rectangle with the bit tagged on. It's actually pretty useful, I found, just in the short time I've been using it, where things like if you're playing an audio track and you've got some wallpaper on the screen, a brief sound bar appears here showing you the progress. So that's kind of handy. Camera's there this time, not vertical, but this way. And this particular one I've got is one of the custom ones from Samsung directly, which is a matte black rim, and I chose the blue color. I quite like that. There's a range of colors you can choose from, but you only get these if you buy it directly from Samsung, which I did. Opening it up, again, there's that crease. Similar, looks almost the same to my eye, and like the Z Flip 4, you don't notice it when you're using the device. Otherwise, it's pretty much similar. The specs are similar. The size, the dimensions are literally the same, except by about a millimeter difference in one of the dimensions. So it's, for all intents and purposes, it's exactly the same size. It weighs about a gram or two less, so it's hardly differential. But major differences in some areas. For instance, the fold, when you close it, is completely flat. As you can see, there's hardly a gap there, but it doesn't bulge out here like the Z Flip 4 does. That's a pretty interesting engineering feat. I gather from what I've been reading that the hinge structure, how the hinge actually works, is entirely different. It's a teardrop effect. You can try to visualize that. There's stuff that you can read online in some technical detail about it, but that's responsible, if you like, for the fact that this thing folds flat. It's really, really cool. This, though, is the big thing about this phone. This screen is an utter delight in the very short time I've been using it. I knew what to expect because of all the reviews I've been reading, but this is terrific. And another video I'll do will show this in action. You can see it. But just for now, I wanted just to show this as a comparison to the Z Flip 4. This is still a terrific device. This, though, has got a newer processor. It has better video. It shows the screen, for instance, the refresh on the internal screen is more than this, is a faster refresh rate. And so overall performance, I've noticed in just this less than 24 hours, is really fast compared to this one. When you're flipping the screen, you're swiping left and right to look at things. It's faster than this. And that's down, I suspect, to the processor, obviously, but also some of the other upgrades that were done internally to performance. It's very, very good. This model had 100 or has 256 gigabytes of memory. That was up from the minimum of 128. This one, though, starts at 256. It doesn't have a 128 option, and this particular one's 512. And that was part of one of the great deals I got with Samsung at the time I bought it, was to double the 256 to 512 at no extra cost. That was a nice gift from Samsung. So I've got loads of stuff on here. I think about 100 gigs worth of stuff, and I've still got 400 left. Whereas if it had been on this, I'd only have 150. But I really am impressed with this. The build quality is similar, but I like the matte. This is glossy. I do like the matte. The case I bought is a transparent one to show off, if you will, the blue background. Of course, the way this light is showing, this looks blue too. It's not. It's actually matte black, and this is matte blue. I like both, to be frank, but this one kind of set it off nicely. There's some other colors too that you might like if you were looking at this. So this is the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 in the UK. Arrived yesterday, August the 4th, and I'm recording this on August the 5th, less than 24 hours later. I did the smart transfer from the previous phone to this. Samsung really has now got that down to fine art. It was absolutely seamless. It took about 3 minutes to transfer everything from my other phone, and so far everything has worked as it did before. I had no other configurations to do, so majorly impressed with that. Dead easy to upgrade, in other words. So a quick look, very quick, at the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5, briefly in comparison to the Galaxy Z Flip 4. This is Neville Hodgson in the UK. Thanks for watching this.